welcome to Friday. Freaky Friday, in fact. It has been a crazy week. How's your guys' been week? Wow. Here we go. It's already starting. How's your guys' week? How has your week been so far? Let me know in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. So as you know, guys, on Friday, it's all about having fun. It's celebrating. We survived the week. Sometimes that's a challenge, especially right now. Man, this day and age, things are getting absolutely crazy. And Smiley, how you doing, girl? Busy, but a good week. Oh, good to hear it. Good to hear it. And let's see what we got in the audience up here. We got Wild Angel, who's ready to party. Woohoo! Absolutely. I'm there. All for it. Rose says, thank God it's Friday. Yeah, I feel the same way, Rose. Yeah. Oh, Hope Giver. Hi, Mom. Good to see ya. Yes, and look, I hit the go live button. Look at me. Woohoo! I get a gold star. Okay, my job's done. I'm out of here. Later, guys. I just dumped water everywhere. Well, okay. This is why we can't have nice things. And there goes another keyboard. Yeah. We'll talk about that here in a bit. Oh, no. Yeah, it's going to get crazy. But as you guys know, mi casa is su casa. So kick back, relax, have some fun. Leave your shoes at the door. Bar is always open, so pour yourself a drink. Better yet, make it two. It can get wild if there's anything left in the bar. I think some of our special guests here have already emptied out a few of the bottles, so you better rush over there and get a drink quick. Now, snacks, smokes, whatever you got, kick back, relax, enjoy. I have no cookies this time because the wife stole the last bit of cookies I had, which were Milana's, and all gone. Bye-bye. No more. Yeah, I see him down there. Yeah. Speaking of the wife stealing my cookies, let's bring her up here and get this party started, shall we? Yes, Miss Wild Angel. Yeah, look at that. Guilty.
I still have the Milano.
This is why I can't have nice things.
Right?
And Brown Eye, good to see you, buddy. Says, I'll take your beer, thanks. Absolutely. Check the waitress. She should be coming around anytime. And if not, you might just have to serve yourself, buddy. But yeah, should be a beer in the fridge. Go check.
I want Rose's cookies.
Rose will share cookie. Thank you, Rose. See, Wild Angel steals cookies. Rose brings cookies. So I love Milana's. Yeah, apparently so does she.
I Rose's cookies.
Me too. And yeah, Crow brings me cookies about every 2 weeks. He restocks my cookie supply. In fact, last night we were kidding. We're going to get me a cookie safe. We're going to put the cookies in safe. We'll leave the guns out. That's fine. Cookies, those go in the safe, though. That's important stuff. So, Wild Angel, I brought you up a little bit early on our intro because we've got to talk about our two sponsors. And these are people that I strongly believe in, and I always want to give a shout out to because I love what they're doing. Now, as you guys have heard time and time again, there are two people that I think really stand out in this world and have helped here. Here we go.
Helped a lot of people.
Thank you, including us here at Down Home Crypto and our community. And so the first one I want to give a
shout out.
I'm going to hurt myself. Yeah, you want to talk and I'll just sit back and click the buttons.
Which one you have loaded up?
Okay, the first one we're going to do is Karma Farm Sanctuary. And as we know, that is Kelly and Alex. And Alex was always a mentor to kind of help me get started in this world. He kind of pushed me off the cliff. And, you know, we haven't seen much of him lately. I know he's still doing his bodybuilding stuff, but either way, I hope things are going well. And Alex, Kelly, if you're out there, hey, we love you guys. If you need anything, reach out to us. But if you want to help them on their endeavor, here's the Facebook link to Karma Farm Sanctuary. And they are a 501c3 located down in Florida. And they have some amazing animals out there. And we've done different promotional giveaways, different things like that. And in fact, Wild Angel, I believe you have been working diligently for like a month plus.
Almost 6 weeks since that last bodybuilding vegan getting his head tattooed for Henry.
Right.
And, well, other than a tail, Henry's done. So here is Henry. Whoops, other way. There we go.
There you go. Oh my God.
Other than he needs a tail, which will get done this weekend.
Hey,
but
give us a good slow turn. We want the full 360 body. Oh my God.
he's nice and hairy like the regular one.
Fluffy pig.
Okay, and his head is ever so slightly cocked to the side going, what, me?
It wasn't me. It was the other guy. I swear. I love it.
Yeah, the ears were my favorites. favorite
He
part
is
of him is his ears.
He is adorable. Absolutely. Hi, Ashley. How you doing, dear? Good to see you. Glad you got to see the pilot rendition of Henry. That's right. First appearance as a whole pig. We've seen him in pieces and parts throughout the streams and through the events. And so, yeah, I think it's really exciting. And I love him. He's absolutely adorable. Now, he is pretty solid, too.
He is. He is very solid.
Yeah, he's not squishy. He's very... Yeah, you could hurl him at somebody and hurt somebody. J-Steam, my man, how you doing, brother? And Ashley says, loves it. Yes. So, yeah, definitely, guys, check out Karma Farm Sanctuary with Alex and Kelly. And, guys, if you're listening, we love you. If you need anything, reach out to us. And who knows, maybe Alex will even pop in here tonight. I send him an invite every single night. So, here's hoping.
And
now,
I actually sent him pictures of Henry last night. And he got back to me. He's in love with him. So, still trying to figure out if they've even done the drawings yet. I don't know. I said, if you haven't, that's okay. I'll just ship him to you and you can send him out.
Exactly. And Smiley says, hi, J-Steen.
Hi, J-Steen. Haven't seen you in a while.
Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the show, my man. And J-Steen, thank you for always leaving thumbs up on every video I put out. At least that lets me know that you're alive, you're watching. And I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the feedback. And I know that everybody here does. Especially one that giving feedback is very, very important in this world because it doesn't take a lot. It can be as simple as a, hey, good job. A thank you. Hey, how you doing today? Have a nice day. Just pretty much anything. Believe it or not, that helps fight for what our second sponsor is all about. And that is depression. And that's just making people feel better day by day. Because, man, this world is crazy. It's absolutely insane. We talk about it all the time. And it's really easy to get down. Now, how do you make somebody's smile? How do you make their day? You leave little ducks. Just like these guys right here. That's right. I keep a pile of ducks right here from Project Duck Depression to keep me happy and motivated. Easy for me to say. Every single day. Yes, duckies!
Duck.
Right, and
I actually got in trouble at work because I haven't been doing ducks the last couple of days.
Ooh.
I haven't left any new ones because I was still seeing some of the other ones around. So I wasn't. And somebody actually says, where are the ducks? And I'm like, they were there yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to be having to Monday morning sneak in a few minutes early and duck bomb the office again.
Absolutely.
It is. Duck envy is a thing.
It is a thing. It is a thing. And, ducks, believe it or not, these little plastic ducks really do make the day. I've seen people just pick them up and they're all kind of bummed. They pick them up, they start playing with them. I actually have one on my dashboard. The other day I was sitting in traffic. I reached over, grabbed my duck, and I start playing with it. I'm like, quack, 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 and cheered my day up. Sitting in traffic, just having fun with my own duck. And so make no mistake, sharing these little ducks makes people smile. And that's all we need in this world. A little bit of positivity on the rainy, gray, dark days in their life can make such a difference. And we will never know what that is because the simple fact is you don't have to. We're not there for gratitude. We're not there to say, hey, look, I made somebody smile. No, we're here to make the world a better place. And right now, things are changing fast and it's scary. It really is. So that's why I'm a huge supporter of Project Duck Depression. I highly recommend click the link down there in the chat. Go out, support them. And if you buy some ducks right through them, it supports Project Duck Depression as well and helps spread the joy.
Got busted at the bank.
Ooh. Let's
Spiral.
See. People at the bank knows it's us duck bombing the area. Oh, busted. We did. Oh, well, speaking of busted individuals, I got some people locked up backstage we probably ought to release, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
We should. So, since we just talked about Project Duck Depression, as always, we have to have the founders of Project Duck Depression up here to join us and tell us all the great things that's going on in the world. And that is none other than Mr. Cyril Kier and Rosalind Kier.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing today?
You out.
Finally.
You can come into the out now. We'll let you.
Yeah.
Yay! We can come into the out now.
So how's you guys' week been so far?
It's been an interesting one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I know it's also been an exciting one, a full one, a sad one, a happy one. And and everything in between. But that's what makes it a good week, eh?
Yeah, without Serenity, you're muted.
My bad. Well
This
said.
is why we can't have nice things.
Hey, at least I didn't pour water on the keyboard.
I didn't. I dribbled it down onto the floor, down my leg and my chest, and yeah.
We're gonna get you a sippy cup.
I have a sippy cup.
How the hell did you spill a
makes it
sippy cup?
worse.
Come on.
Even with Karma Farms on it.
Oh my god. And
Um,
you spilt a
it
sippy
was-
cup.
Apparently around the top from when I filled it. Yeah, I'm not allowed to not have a sippy cup
I
anywhere.
was gonna say, what exactly is in that speak up?
Water. I'm an ice water girl, and that keeps water cold. I had with ice for like 2 days. So it's
Nice.
great. I love it.
Wow. Words are gonna be challenging today, I can already tell. Since you guys absolutely ducked them up. Yes, you did. I love it,
It's
Brown.
actually really cute. One of the ladies at the bank, her partner goes by Ducky, and so like everything is ducks for them. And so, you duck, goose. Well, she goes. He calls her Goose.
Aw.
So it's duck and goose. And she was telling me about that. I'm like, that's just adorable, and I love it. So she's gathered up a bunch of the ducks that the people have been giving her, and then they have this picture. And send Serenity the picture of the little duck pond that they put our ducks in.
Okay, yeah, let me dig that up. Give me a second.
Got
I
it.
gotta switch profiles and stuff.
Hey, I'm even prepared today.
Yeah,
That is awesome, Rose.
It was really super cute, when she was telling me about that. Like, she was super excited, and now every time that we go past it, then, they all look for their ducks. Because they know I'm going to drop them off.
Well, yeah. Now you gotta hide them in different places just to confuse them.
Yes.
I like it. So
I like that they have a little duck pond for them.
I think it's epic.
It is the cutest thing. I love it.
Okay, so I think I just got that, but while I'm pulling that up, because you guys know how I am with technical stuff, we have a couple more people hiding backstage. So let me let them out of the cell, bring them on up here, and I will pull up the picture of the duck pond, because I want to see that. So as you guys know, I can't go anywhere unsupervised, so I always bring somebody along to watch my back, and now that we know Wild Angel needs a sippy cup, we got to give her a guardian too, so I got one for each of you. So Crow, you're here to keep me safe, and Smiley, you have got to keep an eye on Wild Angel. She's getting carried away here, girl.
I'm happy to. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hey,
Smiley.
Hey, Crow.
Hi,
One
Crow.
row.
Crow.
How we doing, guys and gals?
Good.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
I feel you there. Okay, there we go.
I didn't get crap done at work this week.
I played hooky from the one thing I was supposed to do at work this week.
What was that?
Oh, I was supposed to show up to a meeting this morning.
Oops.
Oops.
Intentional or accidental hooky?
Both?
Accidentally on purpose?
Well, it was one of those things where I was up late, the daughter wasn't feeling well and all that kind of stuff. And so there was all of that. And then I was just like, look, it's 3 a.m. I'm not going to be at a 7 a.m. meeting. If you need anything from me between now and Monday's meeting, you can DM it to me and I'll take care of it over the weekend.
So you didn't just say, that's not my problem to catch you in 3 days. So that's a good thing. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, intentional, accidental missing.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's take a look at this duck pond that we've heard so much about, shall we? Dun 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 dun. Wow.
Oh, that's
Aw.
so cute.
It's like a fairy garden duck pond.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
You can
I
it.
see
love
that
it.
4 of our yellow ducks are in there. The rest are other ones that they've either collected or gotten from some people or
Yeah.
The four of ours
Aw.
are kind of like right there at the front with their backs turned.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow ones inside the pond.
Aw, that's so
fun.
cute.
That is awesome.
Epic.
Zoom back out. That is it. And Wild Angel, they need some duck help here. You might have to reach out to them because, yeah, that is definitely not
I have a pattern
Wild
for
Angel.
that.
Ooh.
I have a pattern for that.
Yeah, that's not a Wild Angel Creations, I can tell.
No. Nope,
Mhm.
it's not.
Well,
I have dino baby stuff I have to get done first.
if you wind up making one and it winds up showing up here, we can make sure that they get it and ask for an updated picture of the duck pond.
There we go.
I like it. And Kurt says, the duck dealer. Yes. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat here, guys. I got her. It's so cute. Yes. And that's all it takes, guys. That's what Project Duck Depression is all about, is just trying to bring a little smile, a little bit of happiness. And believe it or not, they're a lot of fun. You'd be amazed how a couple pennies worth of plastic with a little beak and a little yellow guy just makes the day.
It's true.
Well,
Amen.
So, speaking of making the day, guys, now, you all saw what I put out there for the topic tonight. The winds of change. Well, I think it's time we all make a change, and I need your guys' assistance and guidance. And I haven't warned Cyril I'm going to do this yet, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because. Wow, why is the first response?
I mean, it is
I
you.
don't even know if it's that bad.
Because it's you.
Okay, that's fair. I can legitimately say I can agree with that, Crow, because there are a lot of times like, hold my beard, watch this shit. Yeah, that's me. So, one thing that we've been doing, as you guys know, we've been on a hiatus for Rags to Riches over the last couple weeks. We got a couple weeks left. The whole reason for that, guys, was to revamp and redefine and come back even stronger and better. Teach you guys what you want to learn. And the simple fact is, we don't know what you don't know. So we've got to know what you don't know so we can teach you what you need to know. Everybody got that?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Oh, Lord.
Stay out of my brain.
Exactly. So, we created a channel over in the Down Home Crypto Discord where we want to get your opinions. We want to know, what do you want to talk about? Do you want us to, rip apart certain coins? Do you want us to look at strategies? What don't you know? What can we help you on your journey? Is it understanding microeconomics? I mean, we don't know what you don't know. So we really need your help, because the simple fact, guys, is Cyril's not under a contract. And if we don't give him something to work with, he may not come back. So I really, really need you guys to interact and give us some suggestions there.
Well, I just got really lucky. I had a class through work. It's a national level exam and everything on the basics of investing. So now when somebody says it's, a derivative, or it's, some of these other things that I'm going, what? I now know what you're talking about. In a small degree. But yeah, not like Cyril does, but in just a little bit. I got a little bit of education this week,
That's
Nice.
awesome.
and I got paid for it.
Ooh.
What? Even
That's
better.
why I didn't get crap done at work this week, because I was in class every day.
So you got to learn something, you got paid for it. Man, that's a win-win in my book.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I
I
love
had
Brown
to-
Eyes.
I
Sorry.
had to jump on the class and take it in the middle of audit season, because I've been looking for it for the last year, and this is the first time it's been offered. And so I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I'm jumping, even though it's audit season. I still have 400 audits to finish by the 1st.
You can do
Whoa.
this. We believe in you.
Go. We got you.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love Brown Eyes' response here. But I don't know what I don't know until you tell me what I don't know.
Exactly.
That's a fair argument, Brown Eye. I can't argue with that one, buddy. But question is, what do you want to know about? Give us some vague ideas. Point us in a general direction. We can fine tune it down from there. But you say, hey, I want to know whether it's nodes, it's DAOs, it's staking, lock, whatever. What to watch out for? What are the scams? What are the goods? What are the bads? What do we think? We'll always tell you what we think. We're good at that one. You may not always like it, but we'll tell you.
Yeah.
I think Quality Angel stuck her tongue out at me.
And like a lot of people don't actually understand how a blockchain works or how a layer 2 works, right? So you can ask questions about that or whatnot.
Layer 2s is what I don't understand.
Yeah, no one really understands them anyway.
Yeah. And you know what the great thing is? You don't always have to understand every little nuance. You just
True.
have to understand how to utilize it to get ahead.
Just enough to be dangerous.
Right.
I mean, you ask a lot of people, do you know how your car works? Do you know what a transaxle is? Do you know how a harmonic balancer works or what any of those things are? Or torque converter? And they're, okay, except you, Cyril. I know you do. You and I do. But everybody else like, what's a torque converter? Well, it's cool. It turns liquid power into mechanical power. Wait, what? Yeah, fluid dynamics. That's crazy. But the thing is, you don't need to know that to drive your car, to get to work, to make money, to do anything. So please understand, you don't have to be a master of it, but we want to make sure you have the right tools to drive your car to a financial future. So we got to know some stuff. Give us some suggestions, guys.
Cool.
Yeah, what he said.
What he said.
But like I said,
Right, there you go. Now, also, another shout out. I know a couple in here are family members. Now, as you guys know, in the Down Home Crypto Discord, we have the family member, which you get by hitting the join button right down below your screen here and becoming a YouTube family member. Or you can actually get a VIP family member. Now, let me tell you the difference here, guys. The family member gets access to the VIP family member gets access to everything, including a backstage pass to join us up here on stage every Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they get extra perks. They are the ultimate family member in my book. They support us across the board, and they're willing to get up here and act like fools like we do. We're good at that. But the family member shows that they've got dedication. They want to be part of the community. They want to support Down Home Crypto and everybody within this journey. And so that's the $4.99 subscription. Now, I am contemplating making the giveaways on Rags to Riches only for members or family members or VIP family members. So you'd actually have to have a paid subscription to win. Now, everybody could vote. That would be to all members in the community. But you would only be able to win if you're an actual paid member. And the reason that is, I know, Cyril, you and I talked about this. We had one person made, 9 invites back to back?
Oh.
Yeah, someone was trying to gain their chances of winning,
Right.
which kind of isn't in the spirit of things. And unfortunately, there's always going to be at least one person who does that. And that's not very fair to the people who are participating, right? Because then they
Right.
don't have an equal chance.
Right. Exactly. And, at the same time, I try to return benefits to being family members and VIP family. So like I said, the VIP, they get to get up here. They get everything the family member does, and they get the access of being up with us, and they also get special perks on top of even that. But if you guys have noticed, if you're family members like Crow, I know you are, Cyril, I know you've got access, Smiley, you do. I've been sharing stuff only in the family member chat. Different calls. In fact, I just shared one link today of a site I'm playing with, and I'm only sharing it with family members because I think I trust them enough to not get wrecked. Because it's a gamble. I put information in there, but I can tell you off one little link I just shared in there, I turned 0.1 Solana into 2 Solana in about 2
Nice.
hours. Yeah, 20x return.
Whoa.
Total gamble and maybe way super high risk. But that's the kind of stuff I share with family members. Because I think you guys are responsible and wise enough to know this is high risk. Don't hold me accountable, man. It's gambling. We know this game. But yeah, I try to share with you guys the best information I can.
Thanks, honey.
Sure.
Yeah,
Si, what do you want to say about that, bud?
yeah, that sounds pretty sweet.
I figured you'd go.
Short to the point.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, does it not? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded pretty sweet. Having the little early access to those high risk plays that you find. I watch them. I don't really play with it right now. I've been pulling a lot of my stuff out of like the DeFi space as of late. So not really playing around with those high risk ones anymore.
Probably smart in a lot of ways, that's for sure. Now, speaking of high risk, I do want to give everybody here watching a quick little alpha, if you will. I don't know if you guys have been following the CARV protocol, CARV. They've got a node sale coming up here in a few days. I am approved. Ooh. Good, Smiley.
Sorry. I tend to react without thinking. I was looking at that today, but I was trying to find if it had a token because I was going to pick it for token tingles, but I couldn't figure out which chain the token was on, if it was on BNB or not something, but I was researching it and it's fascinating. Okay, so you can describe it now. I won't steal your thunder.
Actually, I didn't have a lot of thunder because I wasn't going to do a lot of promoting on it, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am one of the approved promoters of that. Now, with that, I've been given 12 whitelist spots. So I have actually 5 tier 6 nodes and 7 tier 7 nodes whitelists that I can give away. Now, if you want to, if you're looking at getting a node and you want to get a discount, not a problem. I can get your wallet address, put you on there. You can only get 1 node per wallet. And the sale starts I had my notes, I lost them. I probably ate them.
It was like the 24th.
I thought you said
24th it starts, 28th is public. Yeah,
okay.
I need the wallets by the 22nd, the 24th whitelist sale starts, and the 28th it goes public sales. So if it's something you're interested in, not saying you should, not saying you shouldn't, saying if you've already done your own research and it's something you want to get into and you're looking for a break, let me know. I can absolutely hook you up with one of those whitelist spots.
Cool.
So, okay. I think that covers all the weird crap oh no, there is one more thing. I know. I've had a lot, man. Yeah. Hopefully, Rose, you still awake?
I'm awake. I'm just stuffing my fat face.
Right there's dad timing. How did I know? Yeah, how did I know? It's like, oh, seriously, this is when you yell. So, the other thing, you guys have been seeing the videos I've been putting out for Helium Mobile. And I want to let you know, because one thing we've talked about many times before is referrals. Now, I always try and tell you straight up if it's a referral. But I want to let you know, if you do decide to do it and you get a referral, here's the details on that. If you want to try to promote that, is the person you refer has to pay for 2 months. Then you get a $5 credit towards your cell phone bill. That's it. One-time deal. You're not making bank. You're not getting anything like that. So please understand, those videos I'm putting out, talking about how mobile works, how the cell phone works, how to onboard, all that, that is because I believe in it. And I wanted to prove that to you guys. So if you watched the last video, you know about the SIM cards. And I had to wait and order my SIM card. To give you an idea, that's the number of phones we have switched over in our house.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
a couple right
Mine-
there. That's like at least 3.
Wow, you can count. That's great, man. So please understand, I'm not getting anything from Helium or mobile. This is because I believe in it. I have put 7 of our cell phones in our house on it. Do your own research, decide for yourself, don't listen to me. But it's something that I believe in. So throw that in the mix while you're doing your research.
See, he
And
did the counting for me, and I was right because it was at least 3.
it was at least
Being
3.
efficient and outsourcing brain power.
It's called being a lazy genius.
Let somebody
Hey, works
else
for me, man.
count.
And with the Helium Mobile, it's kind of cool because going to work and coming home or running my errands or something, my phone does its mapping. And so I'm earning the mobile tokens by next month. I paid it this month because my phone shut off my mapping for 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
But we got it fixed. We got it turned back on and everything's still going good. I check on it once in a while. But I'll have enough to pay my cell phone with their tokens. So
Nice.
I'm not going to end up paying anything. I'm using what they're giving me. Plus I'll have extra.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. For us, it's like we had like over a $200 a month phone bill for
Wow.
7 lines.
$236 a month is what we're paying.
36, yeah. And
And-
we're down to the phones are paying for themselves.
Actually, we're making about $54 a month right now.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
I did that on the last video, the breakdown, 30-day review. Covered that across 7 phones. It's $54 profit per month on
I
top
remember
of
that.
paying our phone bill. So
Well, hell yeah. I know that I've been looking to switch us over to that using your referral link, of course, when I go to do it. No worries. But I wanted to take some time, do some research into it, and actually wait for your report specifically before I went and switched over my current network. And I did my research into it, saw that the Helium Mobile uses the exact same network as T-Mobile, which is my current provider, right? So I'm like, well, that's not going to change my coverage at all. And it's unlimited everything, right? For $20 per line. Currently, we pay about 123 for our plans, and that's with our phones paid off, right? Like we didn't license the phones or anything. So like, yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't notice any coverage or I don't get dropped calls. I actually have better reception here at the house because I used to try to watch Rags to Riches on my phone, like out doing things. And if I was here in the house, I would drop it. It would end up in that endless buffering loop. And now, granted, we do have one of the little hotspots in the hall, but my coverage is better in the house. I can stream a video and not have a problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And so the reason I wanted to bring that up, and I fear Freaky Friday, we're talking about everything, but part of it is the winds of change, is I have put this information out there, and even some individuals that I love and adore, part of my family, still give me this thing. It's like, well, I don't know. I need to do my research. I don't know. I need to think about it. I don't know. It's like, why do we have problems with change? And that's what it really comes down to. I'm not pointing fingers, make fun of anybody, but it's interesting. Anytime something new comes up, oftentimes we think, oh, it's too good to be true. That can't be that way. Frequently, you're right. It's not. But there are some things that actually are. And the question is, why do we hold back?
Fear. Most of us avoid things we don't know or are new because we're afraid of them. We're afraid of not knowing.
A lot of people like to wear their own brand of misery as a comfort blanket, because it's the suck they're used to versus an unknown, different kind of suck, right?
Yeah.
That's so true.
That is true in every way, man. I've been there myself. It's like, I know the hell I live in. Why do I want to go over there? It could be worse. Yeah, but dude, you're on fire, man. Come on, get out of the flames. No, I'm comfortable here.
It's nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be warm the rest of your life.
Exactly.
It's like my mom would always say, it's the devil you know or the devil you don't know.
Right.
Right.
I'd rather deal with the devil I know most of the time. So, most of the time.
How about you, Smiley?
I'm thinking on that one really hard because you've known that I've had so much change in my life over the past few years. It's insane. So I'm trying to think about where I'm the same at all in any parts of my life, and there aren't that many. But I can see, it'd be being scared of change. I guess you'd be worried it would be worse instead of better. But I'm so used to change now, I think that, I don't know. It's crazy.
It is, and I'm really proud of you, Smiley, because I've known you now for what, a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And you have grown exponentially. I mean, at first, you're kind of like that little baby bird that's kind of poking his head out. Like, oh dear God, no! Oh dear God, no! And now you're like, I'm gonna fly!
Splat.
That's okay. You tried. Who cares? Get up, brush it off, go again.
I splat all the time, and then I just get up again and just keep going. You start getting this mental toughness. That's what I've told you. I have this extreme physical toughness, but not the mental toughness. But when you keep subjecting yourself to it over and over again and splatting so many times, you get to the point where, like, okay, that hurt, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And you just keep doing it, keep trying.
Right.
Well, I think there's also that fear of failure
Yeah.
is why people don't change. There is, thanks to you guys trying to get Wild Angel off the ground. And there is fear of failure. There's a big fear of failure. And so I think that's what held me back for so long.
Wow. Okay, so that's directed with you, buddy.
So, Rose had told me the night prior to the quote that she is referencing about when she was driving home in the rain, she realized that the things that she was driving over in the road were frogs.
Oh,
And
Pop.
she realized it when one of them actually hopped to get out of the way. Right? And, being the nature lover that we are about pretty much, any living thing, right?
Right.
It's sad that she had Pop said frogs.
Right.
And, doing what I do about loving to bring things full circle, the following couple of days, as I was encouraging her to finally take the leap in starting her own business and taking some personal growth in that direction, I look at her, I'm like, look, are you going to be a frog who just sits still in the road, or are you going to hop? If you do not do the hop, you will get the pop. And, sometimes that's how it is in life, right? Like if you are too afraid to jump at the opportunity, right, you will stay in the street and you're going to stay there until it's too much, you burn out, and your life goes nowhere, and then you're laying there on your deathbed wondering, what did I actually do with my life, right? And you have a death of regret instead of a death of transcendence. So take the hop. Don't get
Don't
popped.
get the pop.
I love that. That is an awesome
That
quote.
is great.
I'm sorry you had to
borrow that.
experience that.
Yeah.
That would be icky.
Yeah, it
Only
was.
if you stop and look.
I didn't.
Good girl. Good idea. And, that's the thing right now is, Sai, you and I, we've been trying to educate people over the last year in rags to riches. And we tried to hold their hands, guide them on making wallets, answering questions, kind of ease them into this. But, I think everybody here has some crypto knowledge and stuff, and we see what the world is turning to. Just in the financial system, not even the social aspect. That's its own wreck we're going to get into in a second. But just the financial area alone, man, if you aren't paying attention and you aren't starting to do just a little bit of digital research, you're going to get popped because you're going to wake up one day and they're going to say, hey, guess what? We don't accept checks here anymore. Yeah, we've all run into that before about 15, 20 years ago. Go and write a check. I'm sorry, we don't take checks here. What do you mean? I'm paying my bill. Yeah, but we don't take your check. What? I think it's coming. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's evolving. Things are happening.
Currently not accepting cash.
Right.
Yes.
When the hell did that happen? I went in to pay a speeding ticket. And this is like 10, 15 years ago. I'm sorry, we don't take cash. United States federal currency. What do you mean you don't take cash? You're a government agency. I'm using government funds. Yeah, we don't take that.
Serenity.
Yeah.
For as long as you have known me,
Mhm.
have I or have I not been saying about how for many years I've been talking about the fact that they will migrate every single monetary asset over to purely digital?
Absolutely, I have. And that's what pushed me into starting this whole YouTube down home crypto, everything that is because I agree with you. I mean, people like you helped open my eyes and like, oh, damn, you're right. Shit, I got to learn fast. Now I've got to help other people that don't want to learn, who don't have that concept of hop. Because I'm the dude that jumps off a cliff before I even look at what's at the bottom. Yeah, I weep and they say, "What's the bottom line?" I don't know. I'll let you know in a second if I'm still breathing. That's me. And so it's one of those. I have very little fear. Either that or I'm just really crazy. We haven't decided which. I think it's both.
Mhm.
Both is good. I'm good with both. But yeah, it's gonna happen, guys. And Cyro, I totally agree, buddy. Everything is moving to it. And I mean, you've got NFTs for what was it, vehicle registration in California now. Things are psychotic.
Well, are they psychotic, or are they trying? Is this the end result of a multi-year plan that I would like to briefly break down for you?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
duck out for a sec. You break down. I'll be right back.
Yep. So when we were taken off of the gold standard, we were switched over to a new type of money, right? And it was never accurately explained to anybody what this new type of money was, because everyone still clung to the idea of the gold standard. So what they had to do to transition people over to what the new reality of money is they had to slowly get rid of all physical representation of said money to slowly educate the masses over a period of generations, so that the diehards who only believe in what they can touch slowly die out, and you have a new generation who now never really carries cash anyway, pays digitally, Venmos you, etc., PayPal, swipe this, swipe that. Now they started adding NFC chips, so you just tap it. Why? Because they're going to get rid of cards too, so that you just tap the back of your hand, or you tap your phone. But eventually your phone will be built into your hand. They've actually been showcasing that tech recently, so you'll just tap the back of your hand. Follow me on this. But the reason why this weird transition has been occurring, and why money seems to be getting harder and harder and harder, right, is because they are slowly transitioning everybody over to what money actually is and has been. So you know how nobody understands why the US government is in all of this debt, right? They're like, who do they owe it to? So the way that this works is money is actually credit. So the way you think of your credit card is the way you need to think of every single dollar that you have. Okay? Think about it. Inflation rate is the interest rate charged on the money that you have and spend. They introduced credit cards so that you could start getting used to paying interest on the money that you are given. Because the way money operates, it is spending credit that you earn through your labor.
Why does it sound like we're going to go to the point where we don't have money at all anymore?
It's kind of moving that way, but in a very dangerous direction, because there's several different directions that sort of system can develop. There's the direction that develops into a post-scarcity utopia, right? And then there's the direction that develops into the full scarcity control and power, right? Where there's the separation of the haves and have-nots. And the have-nots, they work to earn these tokens to pay for their food, to pay for their house, to etc. So if you are not performing work the majority of your waking hours, you don't earn enough to pay for the basic stuff that you need. I know if you stop and think about it, you can see that that is the direction it is going. The World Economic Forum came out with the statement, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Okay? That is that is part of it's right there on their main website. They talk
Whoa.
about it. So, that is the transition that it's migrating to. And it's very much more akin to Hunger Games-esque style fabricated scarcity, where you have the haves who live these very wealthy, opulent lives solely produced off of the labor of everybody else. And any group that threatens that interest is labeled as either a terrorist organization or, oh, they are a dictator in their country, when in reality, no, they were just threatening that credit interest by creating a currency that was backed by gold.
Oh.
Every single war that the US has fought since Vietnam and that we've been involved with was purely to install centralized banks into that nation that did not previously partake in centralized fractionalized banking.
Oh.
This is the result of a multi-decade, potentially century plan to transition away from physical to purely digital, because when it is all digital and money is spending credit and not a store of value with which the regular people can leverage to then earn and make and raise themselves out of their current social standing, once it is treated as it truly is, simply the credit that they then have to work to pay off, so they're going to flip it where you work to earn the credit that you can then spend, right? That is going to be the flip, that change that occurs, and you're not even going to see it coming. Just like no one thought that they would ever transition off of gold standard.
Yeah,
Wow.
future's scary.
You get everybody quiet on that one. Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's the thing. We're trying to educate and we're trying to teach you guys about this because this has been happening. And like Cyril said a second ago, they've been doing this for decades. Make no mistake, the government has the power and they have been working towards this. So, that brings about the questions of, okay, did the CIA really create Bitcoin to accelerate that? Hell, I don't know. But there's a lot of theories running around out there. And Brana says, I don't understand who gave these guys the right to try and be God. Control is absolutely fucked. And getting any implant, guess I'll be thrown into one of those outer districts. Yeah, very possible. Hunger Games. Sounds familiar.
Well, the Federal Reserve already has us divided in districts, right?
Right.
No, I didn't.
I'm in District 3. If you want to go ahead and Google Federal Reserve districts, there's maps. If you're out in California, you're District 12.
Great.
You're screwed.
That's me.
Let's see.
Feel free to pull it up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm at the right one here. If not, you'll yell at me, I'm sure. Okay. Somebody will. I hope so, because that's your guys' job. Keep me straight.
Yeah, if it's wrong, I'll yell at you.
Okay, perfect. Entire screen, turn that off, and that screen, and share. There we go. Okay, is that the right map?
No.
Not quite.
12 federal districts.
Yeah, you just search. Here, go back to the do an image search.
Okay.
Yeah, click on the image.
Which one? This one here?
Yeah. Now you see how you can do a straight image search. See the tab that says image?
Yeah.
Yeah, click that.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So second. It's the very first one. Yeah.
Ooh, we're District 12 too, honey.
Right.
We're with
It's pretty
Miley.
much the same as we saw before. Okay.
It's like
Oh,
a quarter
yeah,
of the country is in District 12.
Oh,
District 12 is huge.
We are.
I'm District 3. Well, look at the bulk of what a lot of those areas are known for, though. A lot of it, the outer region ones like Idaho, Utah, Arizona, hell, Oregon, like they do a lot of farm production.
Mhm.
Right.
And there's a lot of open hunting areas in like Nevada for game. So the meat.
Same up in District 9.
Right.
Yeah.
I would see District 9 as like logging.
District 10 would be oil. I know Wyoming's got all the oil fields.
Oil and wheat. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
8 is
Yeah.
corn.
District 3's like 2 places. District 1's 4 or 5.
They District 1 right there. They have a lot of like gemstones and mineral production in the mines.
hmm
That's where we get a lot of like coal too.
Same down in 5.
Yeah.
You know, actually, that's one thing I got to bring up here because that's one serious misconception about Idaho. So, quick Idaho lesson, everybody. Now, most people know us for potatoes, right? I mean, everybody knows
Right.
Idaho potatoes, right?
Here comes-
Do you realize our number one export out of the state of Idaho is precious gems and minerals?
Especially up north.
Right. We're known as the gem state because our number one export for the state of Idaho is precious gems and minerals because a lot of your opals, your emeralds, gold, a lot of those things are found here in the state. So there you go. There's my history lesson.
Syra likes rocks.
Go suck a rock. What's wrong with you?
I found it interesting that 10 and 11 like share a state.
Mhm.
What do they share?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Oh,
They cut
okay.
it in half.
They argued.
Oh, and
Well, yeah, top
10
half's
and
like-
8 share Missouri.
Look at LA.
They're just blacked out. Is that what that is? Is that where all the what do they call them? The tributes come from? L.A.
There's a lot of those. Now that I'm looking for them.
Yeah, there is. So
It's-
if you happen to be on a black square, you're going first. Sorry, you're designated tributes right off the bat. I don't
It's-
know.
Yeah, that's basically like what they consider to be the capital of that district.
Oh. So is that
Gotcha.
San Francisco and California?
Isn't LA farther down, like where the red dot is?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the
And-
black one looks more San Francisco-ish.
That would make sense.
I would.
And Brown Eye has a good point.
So if they're exactly, yeah, there won't be states anymore if they're districts. It's a very good point, Brown Eye. And you've got to check Australia, find out if they got districts. Yeah, buddy, you might be a District 12. You don't even know it yet. Good
And
luck, buddy.
Another winds of change, Serenity. And I got a question for you
Yes.
because you're probably one of the few here that I can pull on this. Prior to 1988, did you sleep better or worse than you do now? Post 1998 or 1988. Sorry.
1988. Okay.
Yep.
Well, first of all, thank you for asking me or telling me I'm old in such a eloquent way. It's the best way I've ever gotten it, buddy. Thank you. But at the same time, I've got to be honest. I'm probably one of the worst people you could ask because I have always been with ADHD and stuff. My sleeping has always been off. I want to say I probably slept worse. I was told when I was growing up that mom had to put me in the car and drive me around to put me to sleep because I just simply would not go to sleep unless I went in a car ride. Don't know why that is. It's kind of weird.
Emotion.
Could be. So, Wild Angel, you're a little more chemically balanced than I am. I'm insane. And you're still in that same
Age range.
experienced level of knowledge. So, if you would share your experience with us, please.
If I wasn't out partying, I actually slept pretty good. Because that was early high school, and I was kind of starting to run with a few people that weren't the best. It's where I met my first husband back then. Yeah. I had no problem sleeping, but I was early high school. I had no cares. I had no worries. I wasn't worried about what I was going to do for a job. I didn't worry about a family. I didn't, you know,
Yes.
didn't have any worries.
I guess I'm actually looking at the map. You guys probably wouldn't have been in the areas affected anyway. So
With
maybe
what?
this was a bad question to ask you both due to your locality.
What was going on?
Is it this map you're talking?
Yes, that is the map I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
What
There
is
you
that?
open project.
Yeah, open it like in a browser so it doesn't lag for you.
Yeah,
There you
just
go.
did.
Perfect. So that is the reason why a lot of us who tend to be more sensitive to frequencies, such as like, I don't know, can you hear when your refrigerator turns on?
Yes.
The light bulbs bother you sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like, that you can tell when the printer turns on from a different room, that kind of thing, right? It's why a lot of us struggle to fall asleep until that fades. If you look at the time, I significantly struggle to fall asleep before 4 a.m. It doesn't leave my area until after 4 a.m. That pulses every single night at 750 hertz at 1100 total output wattage, and it blankets the entire country. Well, not the entire country, but the areas that you see light up. That is called NexRad, and it is the system that they use to monitor weather patterns. However,
Oh.
ask any person who works with radio frequency, such as BTK Radio, who is not in the audience tonight, unfortunately. And they will, and like when I told Billy about that, and his response, let me see, find it real quick, was basically like, holy shit, no wonder we can't sleep. It's more wattage output, than your microwaves give off, and it just blankets the entire area. The frequency that it shoots at is similar to the frequency that I was utilizing with the wireless internet company, and it was never good to stand too close to that tower for a long period of time while the equipment was on, or you'd get these migraines, you'd lose your balance, you'd start to feel kind of queasy to your stomach, stuff that maybe you're having difficulties with when you're trying to fall asleep at night and you can't.
I know. I have always had a problem about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning consistently, even since I was a kid. I will wake up 3 or 4 different times. It's like I can't stay asleep between like 1 and 4. And that's why, like, when you come to bed and you're late, I toss and turn.
It's all his fault.
Yeah.
Totally blame
No.
the crow.
No.
Bird Boy's off the computer at a reasonable hour, usually because he has to go to work the next day.
I can confirm that. Crow is usually the first one off.
You were the bad influence. You're the one sitting there like, come on, man. Just one more game.
Just one more. Go on, one more. Oh, I am. I'm horrible about it. And, it's really interesting, though. You mentioned that stuff because, you start talking about all the electrical devices and stuff. And I've always been a very restless person. And it's one of those where I remember laying in bed as a kid, I could look up and we had a light coming through the window. And it was really interesting because if I look right at the light where it reflects off the ceiling, the whole room goes black. But if I look somewhere else in the room, then the room lights up. And I remember laying there at night just doing that. Out the light, away from light. Out the light, away from light. I do that for hours. And yeah, I have never fell asleep well most of my life. But I was one of those that got into computers and stuff very, very early in life. I had my first computer in 1991.
Wow.
First store-bought computer I ever had. And a 386. And ever since I built them from then on. But I've always been surrounded by tech. I've always been fascinated by the electronics and stuff of it. And so maybe that's part of the problem why I have never rested well. I always have to have an audiobook or something playing to drown out what's going on in my head.
Or at least what you think is your head.
Right.
Maybe it's this pulsing thing.
Yeah, there's a lot we don't understand about what the brain can and can't perceive, right?
Right.
Like our brain operates off of electrical signals.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bodies are electrical beings.
Right. So I'm really curious how that would affect the Neuralink. I heard they had some type of failure, or what they call it, a problem, or I forget how they phrased it. Very politically correct, of course. But the first Neuralink implant, there was some type of problem they had to work through, and they're still not sharing all the information of what it was.
they had to take it out.
Oh, they actually removed it?
Yeah, they don't want press about that. They've been very quiet about that, but they had to pull it out because it was causing problems for the dude and it was going to eventually fail. So they pulled it out.
Oh, interesting. Because I just read one today that they're scheduling one a Neuralink implant for someone who has no vision to repair that.
Human
Wonder if they know that.
Subject number 38. Like, I mean, come on. They're not secret about the fact that they experiment on us.
Right.
I mean, it was what? Well, I guess it would be about 60 years ago now. But they rounded up the whole town, infected them with syphilis by promising that they were going to give them, or like they came in, said that they were going to give them a vaccination. They infected them just to watch how it spread and the effects of it, and then the deaths and how that played out. Right.
Tuskegee.
Huh?
It was Tuskegee.
Yeah, and it was a minority community. So they experiment on us. There's no secret about that. Medical science leaped forward after World War II because they gave amnesty to the people who were performing terrible, torturous experiments on people, right? They gave them amnesty in exchange for all the data.
Welcome to our society.
Yeah.
It's messed up in so many ways. And the biggest thing, though, is it's changing. And we have got to stay ahead of it, or at least try to stay ahead of the tire. Keep hopping. But now, Sarah, like you're talking with society doing stuff like that, now we're seeing some other things going down in society right now that's absolutely screwed up. But it's blatantly so. At least that was something, okay, it was a war environment. I can kind of understand, sort of. It's like, okay, we'll let you live and not go to jail forever because we want your data so we don't have to do this to our own people. So you already did it. Share your information. We'll call it a day. I can almost kind of comprehend that in a screwed up way. But what's going on nowadays in actual society, and these are of men and women who are very prominent that we look up to. These are our idols. It's like, hey, let's go watch this person's movie. Let's go listen to this person's music. They're doing the same kind of crap. So, before I turn Cyro loose, does anybody want to say anything on that topic? And then I'm going to fire Cyro off. I'm going to wind him up and let him go.
Wind him up.
Okay. Little turn key. I'm extra wind. 2 more turns. Okay, ready, Cyro? Go!
I feel like one of those like little hoppity teeth things that you would wind up and through.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, this stuff is going down in society, and we've been talking about this off and on in the Discord and different places like that. But I don't think a lot of people really understand that. So, Sarah, I know you've done a lot of research on this, so I would love to get your feedback on it, buddy.
Yeah, I can do that. But before I do, Rose is hopping off to
Oh, I missed that.
the wee ones.
Oh, is she sick? That
Yeah,
sucks.
Lily's not been feeling well, so they're gonna curl up and
Some mommy
cruise
cuddle
together.
time. Yay.
I'm sorry, Lily. Hope you get feeling better, dear. And Rose, that is so sweet of you.
Yeah. Have a good night, Rose.
Good night.
You gonna say anything? She's just gonna duck out.
There we go. She's ducking.
Okay, love you, Rose. Bye bye.
All right. So many of you probably have heard about like student protests going on in universities around the country. I think that's about as much as what the media is putting out about what's going on. Like, who here wants to kind of give a little synopsis of what you're aware from, according, by the media of what's going on in regards to the student protests and what's happening in regards to that? Anybody?
Come on, Smiley, Grow,
Oh,
Wild
that's
Ninjas.
right. Smiley.
I just got back. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Ask it again, Cyril.
Yeah. Well, it was your question or your topic, right? And then the question was, what do you know about the current student protests going on in the different universities here in America and in other nations as well?
I just know they're happening and they're trying to hush it up with whatever's going on. I haven't heard anything solid. It's just been, oh, there's this going on, there's that going on, but yeah, I haven't really heard much.
What about you, Smiley?
All I know is that every time they interview somebody, they ask them why they're protesting. And this is just what I've seen. They don't know why they're protesting. So I'm curious. I haven't researched it.
Yeah. So they do know why they're protesting. I would like to preface this with, please remember that everywhere that you currently get your news, right? All of the news media in the United States is owned by 5 corporations, okay? Please remember that.
Mm-hmm.
These corporations are subsidiaries of other corporations that own essentially everything. We've talked about how that all works before, so just keep that in mind. Every news source is showing you what they want you to see. The students know exactly why they are there. The students are there because they are protesting against investments that the university has made. Because those investments are supporting the genocide that the Israeli Defense Force is performing under the guidance of their Prime Minister Netanyahu, first name Benjamin, and they are performing genocide against the Palestinian people and have been since 1948. They have been doing a systematic ethnic cleanse of the Palestinian people. And this has been going on underneath all of our noses. Our media has been telling us that Israel has been fighting back against terrorist organizations. However, according to international law, if the land, if you are native to that land, you are legally allowed to defend yourself, including the use of taking up arms against an occupying force. And in the case of international law as well, the occupying force is required to then take care of and provide for all of the previous citizens of that nation who are now under your occupation. You're supposed to treat them like human beings, right? So what's been going on is they have been systematically pushing them all the way back. If you look at a map from National Geographic, the World Atlas, the entire nation that is currently listed as Israel on the maps was the nation of Palestine.
Mhm.
And Palestine was not a member nation of the United Nations back in 1947. Israel was this, they were basically on the aftermath of World War II, right? And so what they did is the Palestinian people opened their doors to the Jewish communities that were now trying to recover. They opened their doors and said, we will allow, settle here as refugees. One people, right? One love, basically. And then, so for protection purposes, they were given some sections of land so that they could be recognized as a nation and admitted into basically the United Nations and have that protection, right? And is that the current World Atlas you brought up? Because that's not the one from 1947, that's for sure. And you're muted, Serenity. I don't know if you know.
Oh, thank you. Nope, let me find that.
Yeah.
You keep talking.
So they labeled the people fighting back as a terrorist organization. And yes, there have been civilian casualties, and that is never acceptable, regardless of where it's coming from. However, that fighting back is protected by international law. But because we have such deep ally ties with Israel, according to our politicians, for some reason, but turns out when you dig into the reasons, it's because APAC, of the American Israel PAC, donates a crap ton of money to each and every one of them. Some of them receiving amounts in excess of $6 million
Wow.
to vote for certain policies that protect them, that keep this whole situation under wraps so that you don't know that we are in 2024 and there is genocide going on, and that our nation has been shipping billions and billions of dollars of military equipment to the empire performing this genocide. To the point where when the International Court of Law launched an investigation into the war crimes currently being committed by the Israeli Prime Minister, 12 of our representatives sent a threatening letter to the ICC, warning them about sanctions against them, their families, and their position, and pulling their support and their financial support and their military support and everything. Okay, so they're sitting there breaking, railing against international law. They were claiming that the ICC doesn't have jurisdiction to look into people performing genocide, nations performing genocide. That's literally the ICC's job, right?
Okay.
To police world nations. And then, are you aware that the United Nations has signed, that Palestine has attempted multiple times, especially in recent history, to gain admittance to the United Nations so that they could be recognized and so their voice could be heard. And the US has blocked that every single time.
Oh.
Are you
No
aware
idea.
that when Biden finally said, okay, you guys have crossed the red line, and blocked a recent shipment of $1 billion worth of military mortar shells and rockets that the IDF has been using to eliminate Palestinian civilians, to the tune of over 35,000 children in their recent campaign. Most of it's civilians. Practically all of it's civil. Hell, they are all civilians, some of which are choosing to fight back against eradication. But when Biden finally blocked $1 billion shipment, Senator Mike Johnson committed treason and called a foreign leader. He called Benjamin Netanyahu and said, hey, how do I go about impeaching Biden? Because he's blocking this shipment.
Oh.
And guess what? Biden caved and sent a shipment just 2 days ago. He pushed the shipment through. That was that Ukraine funding bill. $14.1 billion worth of aid, quote unquote, was sent to Israel. A vast chunk of that was military weapons.
Yeah, at first it sounds great. It's like, oh, hey, we sent $14 billion over. That must be a good thing, right? No, that's a bad thing, people. Come on. What the hell?
You're not hearing about that on the media. That is what the student protests are about. And how do I know this? Because I was watching the student protests. And every single one of them were talking about it. They were, and even Jewish students were there and protesting it. There are protests right now going on in Israel about this. There has been a class war going on about this. They've been like, so McDonald's, there were 213 franchise locations in Israel, and people saw that they were giving out free food and supporting the IDF soldiers who were exterminating these people. And we raised a stink. We started boycotting. Their stock nosedived so hard that McDonald's bought back the 213 locations from the franchise owners to shutter the doors until they could install new management. There's been a total of $40 billion ripped out combined of the market cap of several companies that have been supporting this and have been basically mocking the American struggle right now as well. So there is a lot going on that you are not aware of because the media is not showing you, the media is not telling you, because the corporate interests are what's being protected here. Every single one of our representatives has been bought. There's websites that track it. There was one representative that I really liked. His name was Jeff Jackson. He came up on the TikTok platform, and he grew his platform because he was very open and honest with people and explained the laws, the bills that were coming in and out of the Senate, and where he stood on certain policies. And so he gained quite a following. And that's why people were shocked when they saw that he had voted in favor of the TikTok ban. And then they started digging into it, and they saw that he had recently taken payments from AIPAC-related organizations.
And now, of course, TikTok is banned. Imagine how that works. Coincidence? I think not.
Well, that's the fastest they've drafted, pushed through, and voted and codified a bill in quite a long time.
Right.
And if you don't know, TikTok then sued them for violating the First Amendment, and then a settlement was very rapidly reached. And this settlement was that they had to start utilizing Google's censorship algorithm. If you search for the word digitine on Google, it won't come up with it. It tries to autocorrect it through Digiphone. You search on Bing and you actually research, and the right results come up.
I can confirm.
Now search it on Bing.
I don't have Bing.
Type in bing.com.
Okay, I can do that. Elephants.
Now search. Oh, you mean there's that celebrities have been losing millions of followers per day over the last week because they had the audacity to dress up in District 1-esque garb and makeup and hold $22,000 purses made of ice that would then melt and make a mockery of the current struggle going on by quoting the words, "Let them eat cake," is being censored? Wow.
No way. Let's see why people are mass blocking. Oh, it says mass, but is it effective? Yeah, that's pretty funny that you can't find that on Google. Huh. Go figure. Makes you wonder who's sleeping with who, doesn't it?
Well, who's bought by who?
Yeah, it's more accurate.
Who's owned by who?
Yep. Now, speaking of bills, Sarah, we had one, I just read about this today. Did you hear this? They introduced a bill to Federal Reserve Board of... Yeah, easy for me to say. Get rid of the Federal Reserve. Shut it down, basically.
Well, I think that would be a great idea. And I know that they've been working on that for quite some time. If you recall, I know I've mentioned it before, where I talked about how when everyone was occupied with COVID, there were some bills that were passed in November on Thanksgiving. One of which basically stripped the rights of the Federal Reserve from printing and managing any CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, giving the the actual government sole management and oversight of that, not the Federal Reserve. And I would talk about how if I was a government and I was in the position where I did not control the printing and the supply of my own currency, I would take steps over the course of a period of time to get rid of the Federal Reserve and remove that right from them. One of which would be to switch everything over to digital after stripping them of the rights over CBDCs. And then I was talking earlier about how we're transitioning to a fully digital monetary system. That would be the final completion of the plan. And part of what drives me crazy is that when I tell people point blank, XYZ is happening, or this is what's going to happen, they don't believe me because it sounds far-fetched. It sounds crazy. Like the government would never do that. Like, oh, there's no way that would pass through vote. Guys, you don't even know about widespread extermination happening under our own nose of civilians, women and children, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, right?
Right.
You haven't been aware of it for how long?
Yeah.
1947?
Yeah, and check this map out, guys. I mean, this tells the story right here. You can't argue with this. This was Palestinian land, and it just shrinks. Reminds me of the American Indians. Pretty much the same story.
See how it says Jewish settlements? That's because those were the places that the Palestinians opened up, said, hey, we don't have people living here, but it's that, land that can be used, that you can grow, you can build on. We will share it with you because of what you have just suffered.
Right. And they're like, hey, well, let's take some more over here. And then a little bit later, we kind of like this area over here too. We're going to take this and maybe some of this coastline. And okay, and you know what? You guys just need to get out of our way because we're taking over the whole damn place. Wait a minute. When did that happen? We said, hey, come on in. Let's help you out. Now it's like, nah, you helped us out. We're going to slit your throats and we're going to take all your shit.
They were able to do it because the United States allied with them after World War II for the protection, for the rebuilding, and we gave them anything and everything they asked for, primarily weapons. So they could defend themselves in case anybody tried to do what Hitler tried to do.
So what did they did? Exactly what Hitler's doing. Or did. They're doing what Hitler did.
Literally the same thing. They have concentration camps there where people are treated as subhuman, where they are beaten, where they are tortured. That is a thing that is going on. They went and they made illegal Al Jazeera, which was the main news source of the Palestinian nation. They outlawed it, banned the server IPs, went in, shuttered the offices, kicked them out, said you are not allowed here anymore. That would be the same thing as the US government going and doing that to like Fox News or CNBC or any of the other main news networks. But in this nation, it was the news network.
And, make no mistake, our government's already done it. They just own the damn thing. Yeah, they didn't do it physically, they did it financially. And that's the way Americans do it. And, I have no doubts that we're going to get in trouble for this. And, I'm okay with that. And if that happens and my channel's not here tomorrow, guys, you know why. But at least we told you what's really going on. That's what all this is about, is sharing the knowledge, not only in cryptocurrency and life, but around the world. Because, I know for me, I hear about these protests and stuff going on at schools. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell they're protesting. They don't get spaghetti on Fridays. What the hell? Man, there is so much going on that we have no idea about. And it's scary.
Well, our media system is just a propaganda machine.
Oh, yeah.
That is all it is. And that's why I don't watch the news. I don't give any credence to the propaganda machines. But that also means that I don't even get the rumor because I step back from the propaganda. So I'm not sure where to trust to get the information. And so I just kind of stay away from all of it.
It's tough to sort out. And like Brown Eye says, start talking about this stuff and you get placed in the flat earthen district in their mind. Yeah, I'm probably going to get in trouble here. I have no doubts. I'm okay with that.
Won't
be the first time.
That's why I asked you before the show, are you sure?
Right.
Dude,
do it.
Dude, I've been with you for this ride now for the last freaking year plus.
Right.
I love watching your channel grow, right? And I love helping it grow. And it's been fantastic. I love getting up here chatting with all of you guys. I've made so many friends from people here. I love hearing from all of you guys. Not to get too lovey-dovey or anything, but everyone here is genuine, right? And that's what matters. Say the weird thing, like tell the truth.
Exactly, and I've been absolutely honored to spend time with each of you, Cyril, Crow, Smiley, Wild Angel. Everybody we've had up here and everybody in the community. It's all about, building that family. And family to me is something based on loyalty, trust, and respect and happiness in each other's lives. It has nothing to do with bloodlines. It has to do with that integrity and that respect and that trust. And so, yeah, Cyril, I knew this is something we were going to get into, and I figured this was the time to do it. And you know what? To be honest with you, if they shut me down, if they shut down Home Crypto, that's fine. I will start another one because I'm all about doing what's right. And if that means I have to suffer or punished or whatever, hey, at least I did what's right. I can go to God with a clear conscience or whatever, and I'm okay with that. And Crow, you know me long enough that I don't care what it costs. If it's not right, it ain't my way, and I simply will not accept it. So, hey, I am totally cool with this, Cyril, and thank you, brother, for always being a part of this community. I think it's amazing.
And this is a First Amendment issue. It's all it comes down to is a pure First Amendment issue. If they censor Down Home Crypto and shut it down, It is a breach of the First Amendment rights. And that's wrong. It's just 100% wrong. We have the right to say what we think, what we feel. So, it is what it is. And that's why I say I was willing to go to battle for the people of this country. But this government is fucked. Point blank, it is. I'm ashamed of the government that we have now. 30 years ago, not really, but now, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Brown Eye, I want to give you a shout out, buddy, because thank you, man. And this is one of those things, and that's why I titled this one "Winds of Change," because we talk about change all the time in the crypto market and financial system and life and depression and addiction. We cover everything here. And I may not be the most popular, definitely not the biggest, but that's okay. People like you, Brown Eye, that's saying that I'm showing courage. I want to be the shining light and the example that yes, you can do that. You can quit your day job of cutting wires and making money to just telling the truth. Is it a bad thing? Financially, some people would say yes. My wife, who works 2 jobs right there. But at the same time, it's one of those, I want my children to look up to me and say, hey, you know what? Dad may not have been the richest. We may not have had all the fancy stuff, but he always stood for what he felt was right. Even if he was wrong, he would fight it tooth and nail until somebody proves him otherwise. Then he'd be like, oh, dude, I was wrong. My bad. And so thank you, Brown Eye, because you know what? I believe that everybody here in the community is the ones who give me the strength. Just like Smiley Girl, Crow, Cyril, Wild Angel, you. Everybody who's been here, Ashley, Silly, everybody who shows up, who is a part of this community is where I get that courage and that strength. And make no mistake, I can think these things, and a lot of people do. A lot think, well, I should really do this because that's the right thing. But then when peer pressure shows up, when society shows up, says, oh, you have to do this, and you have 100 people looking down your throat, a lot of times most people crush. I am really that one asshole who intentionally goes against grain. Always have been, always will be, and it's not easy. It's rough. So to hear that from you, Brown Eye Man, that means a lot. Thank you so much, brother.
And some of this comes down to being that 10th man.
Yep.
And for those that don't know what the 10th man is, kind of like a jury. When everybody is voting unanimous, somebody on that jury needs to question. And Serenity, I know you can explain it better than I can, and so
absolutely. Thanks, Betty. Against the Grain is awesome, mate. I'm the exact same. It is, and they talked about it in World War Z, the movie. Why they built a wall around, I think, was Jerusalem. Is that right?
Yes.
Is it okay? And basically, it's because they had a room full of people, and they all said, "Well, this isn't real. We don't have to worry about it." It's the 10th man's job to say, "No, the exact opposite." And he has to fight for it. Yes, no, it is real. Now, what are we going to do about it? Well, no, it can't be real. Well, it absolutely is. So how are we going to solve this problem? It's the job of the 10th man to go against the norm and make what do you call them?
Make waves.
Contingency plans. Okay, what if it is real? How are we going to battle it? Oh, that's a good question. We never prepared for that. Well, now we have to prepare. And that's what the 10th man does. They literally go against the grain, and that's their purpose. So I love being that person personally.
There's actually a job title in most corporations in Japan. Because of the way their culture operates, it is deeply disrespectful to question anyone who's an authority above you. So what happened in a lot of larger Japanese corporations is they would wind up doing absolutely great, and then they would make a series of bad decisions and they'd go under, and that became a problem. And so they started trying to figure out why, and it turned out it was because nobody in the conference room with the CEO would dare question how he said they should handle a situation. They were all yes men. So they actually hired or created a new job title called the Loud American. where they would hire people because they started doing business with like the Texas oil magnates back during the industry era and the industry boom. And this is where this came about. In their business dealings, they realized that the other people in the conference room on the American side, they would question their boss or give better ideas, and they would wind up getting the better end of the deal every damn time. And Japanese companies kept getting screwed because, the CEO can't account for every single variable. So, yeah, they hire someone from America who's in that job field, and their job is to sit there and say, you're being stupid, or this is a better way to do it if the situation presents itself.
I just found a career change.
Yep, that would be your job, love.
I love that. The loud American.
Yep.
Because we're known for being mouthy.
Yeah, exactly. We are. And Brana says, you really do get some weird looks when you stand up and basically say, fuck the norm. I agree, Brana. And I actually enjoy it. I've taken great pleasure in my life. In fact, I started utilizing that even in my day-to-day work over the years, because I would always walk up and I would give a complete opposite expression. Somebody's doing a task or something, and I would just walk up and I'd just look at them. And then they get nervous. They're like, what, did I do it wrong? No, looks great. Good job. Later. And they're like, you're such a dick. Yep. But it made them go through in their mind and think and reanalyze. Like, okay, now they're running through their checklist in their head. Like, shit, what's he looking at? What am I missing? And they need that affirmation, but you don't give it to them right away. And I love playing mind games like that. I always had fun with that.
I actually told my deputy director a couple days ago, because he's like, oh, now's not the time to push because we want to make some changes for accepting other types of payments and everything. Well, we need to start looking at that to see if we need to go to the legislator for new rules. Legislative session is 6 months away, 7 months away. And now is the time to push the company we are looking at doing business with for the information that we need so we can have that ready to go. Because it's still going to be put out 2 years before we can implement. Because we have to go through legislative session and get approval and all that BS. But I'm like, no, now is the time to push. And he looks at me and says, really? I said, yes. I'm like, ooh, I got to tell my deputy director that we need to step this up.
Well done.
So I was like, ooh, cool.
If you don't do the hop,
you're going to get bopped.
Exactly. So, I'm curious. The top row up here has been very loud and obnoxious for a while now. So, we're going to range this for a second here. Wait, I can't. Okay, I'll put her at the end. There you go. Smiley. Now, we've covered a lot of stuff, and you've been very, very quiet up there. Now, of course, we can't see your expressions because your anime isn't quite as expressful as you might be. So the stage is yours, my dear. Take it over.
Okay, so one of my passions is there is in phase 3 trials right now a disease-modifying pill for Alzheimer's. And nobody knows about it. Okay, so it's been around for years, and it is called Cassava Sciences. And basically what happened was they were in phase 2 trials doing really well. The stock was up, and then supposedly this citizens petition was filed by these concerned people that the scientific methods used to develop the drug were being manipulated in a bad way, and the whole stock tanked, and this whole shade was thrown on the company and everything. And it has spent the past 2 years trying to prove, and they have done it over and over again, that this was all to short sell the stock, and they made hundreds of millions of dollars on doing this on the stock. And okay, so now they are just about this year, they're going to finish the first of the phase 3 trials. There's literally thousands of people who have come through these trials and they've improved. And it's a pill. You take it twice a day, and there have been zero negative effects of anybody. Nobody dies. Nobody has brain bleeds like the Aduhelm that was out on the market that got recalled. And it's interesting because it makes me think of what Saya is saying, in that they don't want this information to get out, because if you basically improve and almost eliminate Alzheimer's, all those people who make money off of this disease are going to be out of luck, right? But it's so important, because how many people around the world suffer from Alzheimer's, and the caregivers, and it's expensive, and it's just scary. And my dad and I have been invested in this stock for years now, and we are passionate about it because we know that it's real and it's working. And so the company got really smart after the citizens petition. They hired a whole bunch of lawyers to defend themselves, and they've been real quiet, and all they keep saying is, look at the results, look at the results. And so they release constantly results from the trial, and they're in double-blind placebo trials now, and they don't say anything. All they do is they keep releasing the data, and it goes to an external party to be reviewed so that they can't be accused of manipulating it at all, And I am so excited because I know that they have this deal with the FDA to go to full approval. They don't want any shortcuts because they don't want to be accused of manipulating the data or doing anything shady. And so it's coming. It's like the end of this year, they're going to release the trials. Oh, they won't let it out. Oh, I hope. We are praying so badly that this gets released because, and they also filed for the patent on the treatment. Basically what it does is there is a protein in your brain called filamin A, and it gets all tangled in Alzheimer's, and the drug untangles the protein, and that's how it works. It's not reducing the plaque like all the other MOAs of the drugs that have been out there so far. And so, we're just hoping that it doesn't we're so worried that like big pharma somehow will, sabotage this in some awful way and keep it from getting on the market, because it is totally going to change the whole landscape of Alzheimer's. And they've proven with all the results. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking now, but this is one of my passions, is I really hope that it gets approved.
I love to see you passionate like that. That is like way cool. And that this is part of your growth that I have seen. And I haven't known you as long as Serenity has, but this is part of your growth, that you're willing to just jump up there and go on your rants. And that's okay. Good job.
Well, thank you. Because, they got it patented because then they can go to trials for Parkinson's. And then they've made this correlation that it's reducing inflammation for people who have diabetes. So they're going to do trials on that too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many applications for this that are coming if it can just get approved, by the FDA. So that is something that my dad and I talk about almost every single day. We're so excited about.
Yay.
Here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
If they have a short sell attack first, what that typically means is big money that is threatened by that particular development. Mm-hmm. They spend a crap ton of money and lose money in the process, but don't care, to short sell a stock down repeatedly. And then they wait a bit, and then they start buying shares back up. What this does is it allows them to do what is called a hostile takeover. Once you have more than 50% of the share float, as long as they are shares that have voting rights, which they typically do, unless they're a really big company that doesn't have preferred shares on the market, all you have to do is vote as the largest shareholder that you want to fire the CEO, or that you want to sell the company to the very company that you're from, right?
Right.
So that they can then bury it and not let it go to market. There's been plenty of treatments that have been proven to work, that have gone through the FDA trials, that have been approved. But because there was that short sale attack earlier in its life, at that point, they had enough shares, they then buried it. And that is why we still have cancer, because it has been cured numerous times in multiple different ways.
That's just scary and so wrong, because there's so many people who suffer from all of these diseases and problems that could be helped.
Yeah.
But you know, the interesting thing, Cassava did hire on the board about a year ago somebody who is skilled in these kinds of attacks. And we all thought it was kind of interesting at the time. But I think one of the reasons was they knew that this was going to be a thing and they're trying to prevent it from happening. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll be successful, but I hope so.
Well, and then like with COVID, a lot of these orphan drugs,
Yes.
ivermectin happens to be one of them. That drugs that never really made it on the market, that have already proven effective in one thing or another, or proven safe, at least for use. Maybe they need to find a better use for it. But these orphan drugs were the first ones that they pulled in to look for efficacy in COVID, in countering COVID. I'm sure they'd already done it before COVID actually exploded, but that was their quickest way to get drugs to market.
Interesting.
We did a big thing on a lot of the drug companies and these orphan drugs and everything in my ethics class.
Oh.
And the Tuskegee experiments and all that kind of thing. So, no, they won't do it because they make too much money on the medications. The big pharma does not want those drugs out there because they make too much money from everything else.
Right.
And other, healthcare industry makes a lot of money when people are sick or telling us we're sick.
Yep.
Because, it's not always the case.
Yeah, or when they'll cover treatment, but they won't cover preventative care. That makes no sense to me. Wait, what is tomato sauce?
There's like a whole side conversation going on. He's bringing the sources, and it's like, tomato sauce? What? And away we go.
Yeah, I picked up the joke he was putting down, and
that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just rolling with it. No, Smiley, I think that's great, and that's one of those things that a lot of people don't get the platform or the opportunity to get up and speak, or when they do, they just freak. And so, yes, as Crow's well aware of, and Wild Angel called out there, is one of my things I want to do is I want to help people. And whatever your journey is, and yours, Smiley, is all about becoming a content creator and getting comfortable with live streaming and just getting out there and doing it. And so, yes, this was my evil, sadistic way, as Crow would call it, of putting you in the spotlight, whether you want to or not. Show's yours.
Oh, I didn't mind at all. Thank you, because it kind of, I think, went with our topic for tonight. Otherwise, I would have been, I don't know what to say.
I think you did awesome. I absolutely loved it. And I love seeing you passionate, because I think there's a misconception that because people are happy and they're pleasant, like me, I try to be happy and pleasant all the time, that the rest of the world doesn't think we are passionate or that we can get fired up. And anybody who knows me knows that that's the furthest thing from the truth, because I am the first person to go from 0 to psychopath in like 1.3 seconds. It takes no time at all. You hit the wrong button, that's it. And so I love seeing it, Smiley. I think that was awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
well, Brown Eye also knows that I get passionate about music because he's our DJ in our server, and he's always playing music, and I just connect with that. So there's certain things that I get passionate about.
Absolutely. And Barry asked, what is the subject for tonight? Barry, tonight was Winds of Change. So all about changes, all about what's going on in the world, all about changing ourselves, our lives, perspectives. I mean, anything falls into that category, because right now, this moment in time in history, people are going to look back on and like, dude, the world must have been in absolute chaos. It had to have been. I mean, I look at when they introduced the automobile, and I wonder, what was the world like? People were used to horses and buggies and stuff like that for hundreds of thousands of years. Then came this mechanical car. What the hell must life have been like at that point in time? Or when electricity hit? What was life like? We are in that moment in time, and right now, everything is changing.
Part of his getting me up here is because I am terrified of talking in front of people.
Really?
Oh,
I
I am.
never know.
I throw up on people's shoes.
Oh.
But I'm in my bedroom basically with a curtain, and it's my safe space. I'm safe, and I can say whatever the hell I want in my own house. And I'm looking at just you guys on the screen. Do I know there's potentially millions of people that could see this? Yes. Do I think about that? No. Because then I get, oh God, I'm gonna throw up. But no, he did this on purpose.
Yeah.
So
An evil, scheming bastard.
I know,
Thank you.
right?
It's the nicest thing you've said all day, Crow.
I know, right?
So, Brown Eye, real quick, I want to share something because music lovers, Smiley, you might like this too. As you guys know, I love Shinedown. I love their music mostly because I love the story and the messages behind it because they've gone through recovery. They've gone through all the trauma of life. I happened to run across a podcast today with Bert Kreischer. I think is who it is. And let me share the screen here real quick. There you go. So Bert Kreischer sat down with Brent Smith and oh my God, I just forgot his name. The lead guitarist for Shinedown.
Oh, you're fired.
I am. I call him Babyface. Oh my God. Zach Myers. God. Sorry, my bad. And if you haven't seen it, this is an awesome, just them sitting around BSing like we do here tonight. And it's like a 2-hour one, but it's on Brent Kreischer's YouTube channel. Yeah, Brown Eyes. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, how could I forget Zach Myers? My bad. But they've got some great stories about life. Just, it's an awesome watch. I made it about an hour before I had to get ready for this show. So Brown Eye, you might really enjoy that. And, we've talked about music time and time again on here, and I just wanted to share that with somebody because it really jumped out at me. So, yeah, sorry, that was my quick detour there. So,
Cool.
Crow, now you're one of the youngest guys here. And so a lot of this stuff, you may not be familiar with like the electronics of the 80s or what news used to be like 20, 30 years ago. What do you see as a younger generation that maybe we're not paying attention to that we should, that you are more in tune with than we are?
I dissociate from all that stuff, man. I see it as something that I understand that you can't trust the news, you can't trust any of that stuff because it's propaganda, it's misdirection, it's not, some of it just ain't true. So I don't even pay attention to that stuff. If I want to learn about something, I will go and research about it and figure it out for myself because that's the only way to know truly if something's right or wrong. I don't even like looking up the code book references on my phone. I would much rather get the hard book copy and look at the code from the book instead of being like, oh, I'm going to Google this. I hate doing that.
Yeah, it's challenging for sure. And it sounds good, Brian. I think you'll enjoy it. I really did. But I'm a music nerd. And so, let's see, Barry should have come by earlier with topic convo. Show over about 1 minute. Yeah, we're getting close to the end here, that's for sure. Great questions, though. I love talking about this protein folding. Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Now, guys, one place you can find all of us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is in Down Home Crypto Discord. Now, if you're not a part of the Discord, go down the description, click on the link there, jump to the Discord. We talk about everything there, from crypto to music to crazy social events occurring, trades, you name it, it's in there somewhere, I guarantee it. And the biggest thing is we need your guys' help because we've got Rags to Riches coming up for season 2. If you give us some good input, because we're going to come back swinging and make it the best information and try to take it to the next level. So, yeah, jump to the Discord and definitely share your thoughts, get to know the people, because all these people hang out there. In fact, you can join us every night for live gaming in the game chat. Crow and I are always shooting people in the face. It's kind of disturbing.
And Sai shares his music. It's
Yes.
good.
Oh, thank you. Which one's your favorite?
Oh gosh, I'm terrible with words as far as remembering the titles, but there was one that was like a harder rock song. That was my favorite one.
Sail Away With Me.
Yes, that was it. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my father's favorite as well.
Oh, cool.
I need to catch up on listening to them. I've been just balls to the walls but with work and everything. It's like, yeah, I don't have time. I haven't had the time to do anything.
Oh yeah, no worries. I put them out there for me, like if someone else happens to enjoy them too, great. I want to hear about it, know which one's their favorite or whatnot, but I put them out there for me. And that's really what we all need to do, right? We need to do things for us, right? Stay true to yourself, stick to what you believe in, speak out against the things you don't, and spread the word, because if our media ain't doing it, it's up to us, right?
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say I didn't know any of that stuff, Sai. Thank you for telling me. I can look into that more now because I had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to send you some stuff, and whatnot for you to look into. If you want, I'll head to the off-topic room in Down Home Crypto and drop some links and stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a great night, and we've covered some interesting topics, and we might have upset some people, probably upset the algorithm, and, personally, I don't care. Biggest thing is we share the facts with you, and if you question any of it, please research it. Jump to the Discord. Let's talk about it. If we can help in any way, shape, or form anywhere on your journey, let us know, because that's what we're here for, and that's what Down Home Crypto is all about. The whole concept is going home in a safe place where you can talk to people straight up, face to face, like regular people. You don't have to be impressive. You don't have to have a great vocabulary. I mean, look at me. Yeah, I'm the spokesman. What's that tell you? I'm lucky to add. I get past 10, I got to start taking off clothes. It gets bad. So I thought you'd like that one. So yeah, please definitely reach out to us. Jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord and let's chat about it. Let's try to share this knowledge and make this world a better place. Sometimes we have to go against the grain or do what's not popular to do what's right. And I'm okay with that.
Be the loud American. I love that.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I couldn't even talk properly at the start. Words are hard for me.
Up.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming. My name is Jam. And you know what? I'm okay with that. And the great thing is, this is all about the people. We're here for you, and you're here for us. And that's what it's all about, is just building that community of people that are doing the right thing for the right reasons, with the right mindset. Now, with that in mind, I want to give one more last shout out to our primary sponsor, the ones I always know and love. And I want to do a call to action to every one of you. Do something that makes a difference. Now, you don't have to go out and cure cancer. They've already done that several times. They just don't tell you. You don't have to donate millions. All you have to do is go put a couple little yellow ducks around, because I guarantee the universe will put somebody in the path of that little yellow duck. And when they find it, that person who needs that smile so desperately that day, they will find it, and it will make a difference. So check out Project Duck Depression. They're an absolute great organization, and it's one that I highly support because it doesn't cost hardly anything. A couple pennies per duck. And that's it. And at the same time, all it really takes is a word of kindness, a thank you, a please, a have a nice day. Simple acts of kindness can make such a huge impact in this world. So definitely do your part by just sharing positivity in the world.
Yes, and smile at people. It's okay. It's free.
I actually got told at work, keep smiling. It looks great on you.
It does.
I like that.
So I'm like, great, I will.
That's awesome.
Okay, round robin time, guys. Take it away. It's all yours.
Top corner, Smiley.
I'm happy to be here, and thank you so much for joining us and spending your time. I mean, that's the one thing that you don't get back. It's gone. I mean, this last hour is gone forever, but I don't regret it. I actually enjoyed it, and I feel like it made my life better. So thank you for having me, Serenity.
My pleasure, dear. Thank you for always having the time to join us, because you truly add an amazing chemical mix to our crazy concoction we have going here.
Thank you.
Ooh, me next. Me next.
Go, Crow. I need thumbs.
I need Thanks everyone for joining us all for the serious and the silliness. Thank you for having me, Serenity. It's always a good time up here.
Mhm.
Always pleasure, brother. You are always on my back, and that's one thing. You are probably the absolute definition of what family truly is. It's love and respecting each other. You don't have to have the same blood or even grow up in the same house. You just have to love each other and respect that person, whether you agree or not. That's okay. So thank you for always being here, Crow.
Well, I guess that's me then. So it's been great chit-chatting with all of you guys. I hope you guys start researching into this stuff. Remember, don't use Google to do it. Make sure you're not getting your news just from U.S. media. Get your news. Like I get a lot of mine from the Hindusian Times, which is a journalist place over in India. It's how I stayed up. They do like minute-to-minute updates. Like as soon as an article drops, they add it to the timeline of related articles. Like so you can stay up to date on certain topics that are of interest to you. So there's lots of other news media out there. Try using it because. But yeah, love all you guys, and make sure you keep that curiosity, question everything, and keep your mind open. Don't just reject something because it seems like something that couldn't possibly happen.
Well said, sir. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great coming here on Friday nights because I always learn something.
Mm-hmm.
It might be something silly about somebody or something a little more serious like genocide. Just a little more serious, yeah. But it's always great to come here because I know that I can throw stuff out there and I can speak my mind and it's okay. And winds of change. Everything is changing. We grow as people, we grow as a country, as a world, as just humanity. And hopefully we can grow for the better and change for the better. But, because it's looking kind of scary right now. But thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope to see you next week. All yours, Serenity.
Okay. So, guys, as always, it is an absolute pleasure, and I'm honored that each of you is willing to join me up here on stage. And just like Smiley said, that everyone who watches this, whether it's live or back on the recordings, your support means the world to all of us. Because you know what? None of us would be here if it weren't for you. And the great thing is, we don't always have the most popular beliefs. We don't always tell the most sunshiny information, but we always try to tell you the truth. And in today's society, that's not very popular. So the fact that we know there are people out there that care about that, that means the world to us. And to know that I have people at my back here that are willing to have the same level of integrity and honesty to come out here and share with you, that also means the world to me. So thank you all for spending your time with us and for just being a part of this amazing community. Now, as always, the only thing I ever ask is, hey, take a minute, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Because we're going to keep coming back until they ban us or we do something really stupid and I get arrested. So it could happen. Maybe at the same time. Who knows? But either way, it really does mean the world to us. So thank you so very much. And I hope you guys all stay safe and stay curious. Stay digging and learn for yourself. And simple fact, don't listen to me or her or him or her or him. Because the truth is, you need to learn for yourself. So do what's right for you. So thank you so much. Stay strong, stay safe, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.